Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is a paid request, this time from my good friend Efree. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topic reaction, commentary, review, re-review, video game let's try, or playthrough, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. I'll try to get to it as soon as I can. The links are down below in the info box. And Efree, he sent in a couple requests. I really appreciate that. 3 Knight Rider episodes, and then a film, which I'll get to later, called Finishing the Game. But the 3 episodes of Knight Rider, I'll do them in separate videos. Make it easier. I guess just for me. Knight Rider is a show that I did not grow up with in terms of I had heard of the show, but I did not watch the show as a kid. Because it debuted around 1984, and 1986 is when it was off the air. So it's one of those shows I'm surprised that it only lasted 4 seasons, because with how much of pop culture it is, it feels like a show that would have lasted longer. But I guess you call it kind of the supernova show. It might shine twice as brightly, but it'll burn out twice as fast. Like the A-Team and Elf and some of those shows in the 80s. But didn't have NBC, the channel, so would not have been able to watch it anyway. Even if I did back to the day, by the time it ended in 86, I was like 3 years old. On ABC and CBS, the channels I did have, PBS, they didn't show Knight Rider, reruns or anything. People at school didn't talk about these type of shows, or let alone movies. So it wasn't until years later, with how it got into the pop culture, people referencing it, advertisements, commercials, other movies. Here's the car from Knight Rider, here's Kit, and learning more of the show based on that. David Hasselhoff, knowing him, I probably knew him first as the guy from Baywatch. I'm like, oh yeah, he did this show before. It was called Knight Rider. Okay, didn't know much about that, but and 3 episodes from season 1 Efree wanted me to look into, and overall I liked them. I liked all 3. The first one is called Good Day at White Rock, season 1 episode 4. And it was I could see the appeal of the show. David Hasselhoff, he has a likable personality to him that makes for a good TV star. I don't know if that would ever work as a movie star, but for TV, he has a likable charm to him, playing the character Michael Knight. I did watch and review the pilot episode, so I know a bit of the character's backstory. He was one person, he got shot, left for dead. His identity got reinvigorated, he got a new face. So not quite like Remo Williams, but a little bit like Remo Williams. And then he's part of this program. Now is headed by a guy named Devin, where he works for this company to do good deeds using this special car named Kit, voiced by William Daniels, who is impervious to damage, can go very, very fast, has a mind of its own, but listens to, and has his prerogative to protect human life. And is also a bit of a smart aleck. I do like that the car, it's not mean to be a smart ass, but in a way it is a smart ass. That makes for some entertaining banter between it and Hasselhoff. I think William Daniels, they definitely picked the right voice for that type of character. And in this episode, pretty much, David Hasselhoff wants to take a break. He wants to go rock climbing. So he decides to go that. He goes to this town in the middle of nowhere. And actually, before that, he tastes out this drug deal where he pretty much, right from the get-go, he got action. He crashes with Kit through this building, swerves, and there's this drug deal. I will admit, the drug guy, there's a couple of them, but the one that has lines made me laugh because he has a really bad dialogue delivery. It's like, $4 million worth of prop coat, shot to hell, and we haven't cut it yet. I'm like, Well, tough to be you, tough titty. Just the way the guy said it is kind of. I'm trying to remember my lines of dialogue. But it does show that Hasselhoff is definitely the better actor than this guy. So then after that, he meets with his boss Devin, and is able to get his vacation. But lo and behold, the town he goes to, he helps out this kid getting bullied named Davy, who being a little bit of a brat. Let me see your car. I'm like, yeah, I'll see your car. When they run your ass over, get in front of it. But no, he lets him ride in the car a bit. Oh, come on, uh, go over to my friends. You know, they'll be so cool when I'm gonna be so cool when I get out of this car. So I did laugh as soon as he gets out and Michael's driving away. The kid gets beaten up. The kids are cheering. So I guess Davey didn't think things through. He thought it was going one way. He ended different. He got his ass kicked. But Michael tries to stop it because don't pick on the kid. And I realized the kid is actually Teef Cruden, who, for those who don't know, was in Adventures in Babysitting, which is a film I watched quite a bit when I was a kid. He was also in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. He had a brief appearance in Clerks 3, which that film sucked, but I did like him in Adventures in Babysitting. So, fairly young. So, okay, nice to see the early beginnings of Teef Cruden. And then the bully's dad has this shitty looking van, and then Michael tries to mess with our lead, Michael Knight. But the sheriff pulls in, and the sheriff is a wanker. The sheriff is a sissy who's like, I just want peace. He doesn't want any fighting. Even though this other guy might be in the wrong, he pushes the other guy, like, just go away. Because I want peace. I don't want any trouble. I need some more donuts for my fat ass. So Michael says, okay, fine. I'll go to my rock climbing. It is what it is. And Kit's confused, like, why are you going rock climbing? Which I don't blame him. I'm confused as well. I mean, I know people enjoyed rock climbing. I don't. I'm like, there's too much work. There's too much sun. There's too much sweat. The only amount of sweat I want with that is if during sex. And I would feel no accomplishment going up rock climbing. But hey, if you want to do it, be my guest. So I'm with Kit on this one. Because it's there. That's why David Hasselhoff says, when Kit asks, why do you climb it? Well, because it's there. I'm like, you know what else is there? Women. Go find and climb on them. But I know, it's neither here nor there. I did like one bit where there's this dog. I don't know where the dog came from because it's the middle of nowhere. But the dog, Kit warns it and then creates this lion roar to steer the dog away. Ain't gonna piss on my tires, old yeller. And of course, there's these bikers. These bikers. I recognize one of the bikers. I forget the guy's name. But one of the bikers. If you remember the original Total Recall, the guy that worked with Michael Ironside that had the glasses, and when he's in the bar with the mutants, the little one with the knife like goes and stabs him in like the stomach or something. You seem to that guy is in this as one of the bikers. And they go in. I did laugh that it shows that karma is a bitch. The bully's dad, who loves his van so much, I like that the bikers pick on him first, and they mess up his van and beat the hell out of it. I'm like, that's karma for you. That's what you do for your kid, being a little shit. And the bikers mess with the kids, his mom's. I think it was his mom. Their restaurant, their store. Mess up with their store. The sheriff won't do anything because he's a sissy. Ultimately, the kid goes fine. I mean, I don't know how the hell he got all the way out there. How far is the rock climbing regime that Hasselhoff has to go to? Is it really that short of a distance? The kid just ran over there, or did he use his bicycle? I don't know. If he ran off, Must not. Hopefully, it wasn't too far. But the kid's able to get to there and tell Hasselhoff. He goes in to try to help the kid out. Gets in this car, and of course, the bikers can't beat the car. So they ha ha ha, eat it. Of course, the sheriff, being a sissy, arrests him, even though he did nothing wrong, but just he's too scared of the bikers. And then he escapes jail and finds out what the bikers are doing. They're going to ransack the town, so he tries to warn the sheriff, but the sheriff's being too much of an idiot until finally he starts to listen. And then they deal with the bikers. They swerve on some gravel, create some dust. Bikers chase Kit. Some Kit jumps over a pond. They can't jump, so they fall into the water. Others, they let the bikers chase them in the town, and then some of the townsfolk and the sheriff get this rope and clothesline a lot of the bikers. You know, it is what it is. It was a decent enough episode. Like I said, David Hasselhoff definitely has the charm to lead a show. Kit is a very cool looking car, design wise. William Daniels fits the voice fairly well. It was interesting to see Teef Gooden in such a young role. I mean, action wise, it was there. A couple decent driving bits, in particular when it jumps the pond. Obviously, because of this kind of show, you're not going to see nothing extravagant in terms of the action. I would say even in terms of like the A-Team, I think because the A-Team, because they have more variety of what they can do, they could use guns, they could use other different vehicles or helicopters, and so there's much more they could do action-wise. Here, of course, is deal with a car, and with a car, you can only do so much. It's not a car that has guns and lasers going to shoot and all this other stuff, because Kit doesn't want to kill anybody. It's not that type of show. So there's only so much you can do in terms of action. Again, it's a show from 1980, in this case 82, so even if it could, it's not going to be that violent of a show. Hasselhoff tries to get into a fight, but he's not really much of a fighter. Like, Hasselhoff is not really great in fight choreography, so it's more just kind of wrestling and mucking about. But it was okay. I mean, it was a simpler time. I think what I didn't mind about these episodes, I'll get to the other ones in other videos, but they were a simpler time where you have your good guy, you have your bad guys, you have this simple story. In this case, the bikers want to take over this town. Some obstacles that get in our main character's way. A sheriff who's a bit of a sissy. You don't really feel the bikers are a threat. You don't really get a whole lot of them development-wise or character-wise. Personality-wise. But I mean, it was okay because I don't know, it was just okay. There's nothing in it that made me that mad or angry. There's a lot of worse times to spend, 40-some minutes of your time with. And like I said, I like some decent bits of stunt work in the third act. Some decent banter between Michael Knight and Kit. The end, he gets the girl and he's kissing. And it's like, we're going to go on another vacation. And Kit's like, well, how far? Keep driving until one of us runs out of gas. I'm like, okay, so are you going to fuck in the car? Is Kit going to have a view to his own porno? Will he be confused? Will he know what's going on and understand? Or will he figure it out on his own? Are you going to get stained on the seats? Does Kit like that or not? Some people are freaky like that. Does Kit... If he gets stains on Kit, is that a Bugatti? Is that on the face? I guess the light thing will be on his face. I think you're too much into this. But, yeah, I had fun with it. Like I said, they don't really do shows like this anymore. Just simple escapism entertainment. Unless maybe it's based on a comic book. But even then, you have to worry about agendas. That's the thing. It's just a movie. Stuff meant to entertain, escapism, no woke agenda or anything of the sort. So, what TV shows used to be and wish we could have those type of shows again. Oh, one quick thing I'll mention. Apparently, there's some 40th anniversary Blu-ray set overseas by a company named Turbine that has all the seasons. I just had like Knight Rider 2000 and some other Knight Rider movies. But I guess also restored all the original music. Because I guess when it got to Mill Creek or whatever, they took some of the original music. The music was replaced. But I guess this has all the original music. So if it's still available and you're big fans of Knight Rider, you could look into that and see whether you want to partake or not. But yeah, apparently again, this massive 4th anniversary Knight Rider Blu-ray set. And I read up, it's like restored music. I thought it said restored scenes too. I don't know if that's true. But restored music. So that's cool. So. But yeah, apparently it's an overseas thing. Go figure. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care and stay tuned for another Knight Rider episode review. See you in a bit.